Hello, students, and good morning. You're welcome to another class of English. And today, basically, we are going to be doing a review of all the work that we've been doing in Unit 3 so far. And of course, we are going to look at the solutions to all the classwork that we've done. And also, remember, the last thing we did was passive voice for the simple present and simple past. We are going to take a look at that also and do some work on it. So this is the time that I want you now to bring out all the work we've done uh, in this unit so far. All the work we've done on clothing and accessories. I want you to get them ready because you are going to be checking your answers from the previous lessons and making corrections if necessary because we haven't had much time to actually talk about making corrections and all that. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity today to get all that done. So to start with today, we are just going to look at, of course, the present simple, of course, the passive voice. So as you remember, this is a sentence. He opens the door. He is the subject of this sentence. Opens is the verb, and the door is the object. So whenever we want to write such a thing in passive, remember when we're dealing with passive, what comes first? What comes first is that this object becomes the subject, and the subject becomes the object, and you introduce the word by to show the agent that does the action. So therefore, he opens the door is the sentence. Now we want to change it to the passive. In the passive, it becomes the door is opened by him. The door is opened by him. This makes this sentence to be a passive sentence because we have an agent here and we have the object. Here, the object is the door. For the passive, the object becomes the subject and the subject becomes the agent. Okay? And the action still remains, the verb still remains, but however, it changes from present to past participle. Opens becomes opened. Therefore, he opens the door becomes the door is opened by him in the passive voice. Remember, in the passive voice, sometimes we don't need to write the agent. But whenever we want to write the agent, we have to introduce the word by, then add the agent to show the agent. Okay, so let's continue. The present passive simple practice. So this is a simple practice for today's class. In today's class, we shall be doing practice using this. But before then, let's look at how to form the passive voice, both for present simple and past simple. So, how to form it? Use be. Remember, be is the form of the verb in the present form. And the present form of be as a verb is and are. The present form of the verb be is and are, then plus past participle. In the present simple, yes, the be is, are, and am. I actually forgot to introduce the am here. Is, am, is, and are plus past participle. That is for the present. And for the past simple, the be form is was, were, plus the past participle. Now, how do we use it? We don't know who the doer is. If you don't know who the doer is, there's no need to put an agent. Okay? It is not important who it is. This is the time when, in these cases, we don't use the agent by whoever does the action in two cases. The first case is if we don't know who the doer is and if the doer is not important. Okay, so now this is the task for you to do. First, complete the sentence with the appropriate passive form. Okay, so I am just going to tell you how to do this first one. Then you can go ahead and do the rest, only as a precaution or as an example for you. So therefore, The first sentence is the puppies feed always at the same time. The puppies feed always at the same time. Now, remember this is the present feed. So what is the past participle of feed? Of course, is fed. So the puppies are fed always at the same time. Now, complete the sentence with the appropriate passive form. The puppies are fed always at the same time. Now, in this place, in this number one sentence, you can see that it is not necessary to put the agent. The agent is not important here. That is why you did not see by whom or by a person or by whoever. So I think all these sentences fall under this category because here we're just dealing with the present and simple forms, however, in the passive. Okay, so the puppies are fed always at the same time. So I want you to do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will continue with what we have to do. So I want you to take 5 minutes or perhaps take 10 minutes to do this. I want you to think about it carefully. I want you to uh, 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 don't rush into it. Do it carefully, and in the next 7 minutes we will do the correction. So take 7 minutes, and we will continue after 7 minutes to show the correction to this word. Okay, so how did it go? How did it go with doing the work? Okay, the first one is the puppies are fed always at the same time. The second one, my birthday cake, and from here you can see that it's yesterday. So therefore, this is going to be a past simple. And for past simple, we use singular words, plural words. So my birthday cake was made yesterday. My birthday cake was made. Past participle of make is made yesterday. 3. Their organization found last year. So this word, the verb here, has already been changed into the past simple. You just have to put the form of be to make it correct. Therefore, the organization was found last year. The organization was found last year. 4. Meetings hold at weekends. Okay, so the verb here is hold. What is the past participle of hold? Okay, of course, held. So, and because this is a present and not a past simple, so we are going to put the present form of be, which is meetings. Because it's plural, we have to put are. So meetings are held at weekends. Meetings are held at weekends. Next, some phones are produced in Europe. Some phones are produced in Europe. And World War II uh-huh, uh, end in May 1945. Okay, World War II. Okay, so we have was and were, so it's going to be was. World War II was, what is the past participle of end? Ended. Okay, World War II was ended in May 1945. World War II was ended in May 1945. Okay, so this sentence, we have only one here. Rewrite the following sentence into the passive voice. Now, in the passive voice now, that is when you are required to put by and include an agent. Okay? So, my sister makes amazing cookies. My sister makes amazing cookies. So here, my sister is the subject, makes is the verb, and cookies is the object. So now, remember, if you want to change to passive voice, the object, which is the cookies, becomes the subject. My sister, who is the subject, becomes the object. Becomes the agent, and yes, makes changes to past participle. Okay, so let me say the correct one, and hopefully everybody got it right. So, cookies are made. Okay, or let's add the adjective with the cookies. Okay, amazing cookies are made by my sister. Amazing cookies are made by my sister. So this is the passive voice for this sentence. Amazing cookies are made by my sister. Okay, I hope everyone was able to get that passive voice work right, and all the correction that I have made. So this is the reason why I've asked you to get all the work you've done in Unit 3 so far. So the first lesson we had sentence using clustering vocabulary. These are the words that we are all modeled up. This were the vocabulary that was modeled up in the circles that we're supposed to work out. Yes, remember the sombrero, the sombrera, the Mexican hat. We have another one here called kimono. So you can go back to that work and see the ones you got right. The ones you didn't get right, try and write the correct ones now, because this vocabulary, they are important for the work that you will do, and to improve your own speech and to improve the words that you know already. Remember, all this vocabulary, they are for class and accessories. For lesson 1, the words are sombrero, kimono, t-shirt, bandana, pajamas, button, collar, sash, sleeve, and zipper. So these are the words. Okay? For lesson two, of course, lesson two is about verbs, phrasal verbs. It's about phrasal verbs where two verbs form one word, and where we have two words coming together, two verb words coming together to form a phrasal verb. And remember, we said the meaning of a phrasal verb is different from the verb alone. So the phrasal verbs that were in lesson two that we're supposed to make up include try on, dress up, put on, take off, put away, and hang up. So go to lesson two, the work that we did, and make the correction that are necessary. In lesson three, of course, we also spoke about, vocabulary after we read uh, uh, a particular, passage about clothes and accessory, clothes and accessories, and these were the words that were the answers to the question we did in lesson three. So these are the words again. Go through your lesson three, check your work. The ones that are wrong, do the correction. The first word there is skirt, skirt, dress, belt, necklaces, ring, earring, sandal, bracelet, accessory. Lesson 4, which we had yesterday, I remember we were able to do this correction in the class during the lesson. We were supposed to use these words to complete the sentences about what clothes are made up of. So the first one is cotton. Then we have wool, we have silk, we have leather, we have gold, silver, and plastic. So these are the corrections for the work that we've been doing so far. So a little review again for what we've done. The present perfect and the present, passive, and the work that you've done. So the present perfect simple, how do we create the sentence? So we have three sentences here about a place, animal, and family. So create sentence using the correct grammar based on the prompts provided. Bishkek, animals, and family. This is already done because you were supposed to create a sentence using Bishkek, using animals, and using family. So these are my example. After I read this to you, I expect you to make your own sentences again with Bishkek, animals, and family. So, with Bishkek, these are my sentences. I have lived in Bishkek for 11 years, and this is the past form. I have lived in Bishkek for 11 years. I have seen an octopus. I have seen an octopus. And my sister has been to Italy. Now, what form of sentences are these? Of course, it's the present perfect. You know present perfect. Remember the present perfect? You use have or has with the past participle. Okay? So, talking about Bishkek, I have lived in Bishkek for 11 years. Talking about animals, I have seen an octopus. And talking about family, my sister has been to Italy. Remember, you can use he, she, it with only has. Okay? When it is have, you use have with you have, I have, we have, they have. That is one you use with have. When it comes to has, you use he, she, it. So good luck to you. Remember, make three present perfect sentences using Bishkek animal, an animal or animals, then with the family, a member of a family or the family as a whole. So this is the task for you today. Have a good evening and do this and send. All right.